Navigating life with good company.
What's going on, sir?
Not much. Like I said, a little tired.
Yeah, man.
Just readjusting my shift, readjusting my sleep.
What time are you getting up in the morning now?
5. It might have to switch to 4:30 though.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That's nasty, bro.
It is.
Golly.
It
You'll not catch me getting up that early. Not at all. Well, unless I got to pee.
There you go. There you go.
Right?
That's the same thing with me. Yeah. Normally, I would say I wouldn't get up that early unless something woke me up.
Yeah. So, well, glad you can make it back. Welcome to another one.
Yep. We're just moving along.
Yeah. Just plugging away. Setting a different schedule, not recording so late at night.
Yes. This is during day walker time. That's what my dad calls it. He said, "Welcome to being a day walker."
You were a night walker at.
I guess you could say that. Yeah.
Not an actual night walker, but oh man. So anything new? Any news? Any news in the personal life you care to share?
I mean, I would just say, recently I got a promotion, so I'm readjusting my sleep, just trying to get back. The last time I worked a morning shift, it was probably like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So just trying to learn as much as I can. And like I said, I'm trying to do a little preparation. So, and then of course, and we won't spend much time on this, but just, last time we were here, there was that storm we had with the hail, and my car got some damage. So I'm going to be finding out later on, is it going to be totaled, or, which I'm hoping that's not the case. Cause I just, I can make do with having a car payment, but it would be nice to just have maybe a year or two more without one.
You've already paid that bad boy off.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's the life.
Yeah.
No car payment.
I know. And what was it? So remember when was it the Cavalier? I think when I had the Cavalier, I was having issues with it already. So it was like I paid it off, and then maybe I had a year with no car payments, and then I went with the Charger. And with the Charger, I was almost done paying that off, and then I got in that car accident. So it got totaled.
right.
So it's like, for me, it almost feels like I've just spent years and years always having a car payment, with the exception of maybe one year after the Cavalier that I had some time where, I was just like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
But
I haven't experienced that in a while, but
yeah,
when you do get it,
yeah, you want to hold on tight.
yeah. What can I buy now with this extra money?
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, with the promotion and everything, I'm trying to look at everything, on a positive light, and just be like, if it's something that happens, it happens,
Yeah.
I don't want it to happen, that it gets totaled, but if I could just keep it a little bit longer, I would, but it's not something I'm going to get angry over. You know what I mean? It's just, you got to go with it.
Yeah. I wonder if you ran a poll and asked people, your car goes through a significant damage. You have significant damage on your car, let's say for a hailstorm, right? Do you cross your fingers hoping that it gets totaled? Or do you?
Some people do. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I was thinking.
Some people do. And for me, I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think of how many cars I've had over the years. 5, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe about 5. But anyways, just thinking about looking around, and I loved when I was looking around and I didn't have to worry about I don't have to get a car today. I don't have to get a car tomorrow or next week or the week after. But then thinking of it being totaled, and then now you're like, okay, the pressure's on. I got to get something.
Yeah.
And that's that's really my only concern, is that I'm going to be in this situation where I'm like, I don't really liking this year's models of cars. Because, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people don't think like that. I mean, they're just getting a car, to serve a purpose.
Right.
I don't know if that makes me superficial for being that way, but...
A little bit.
But I care about everything.
Right.
I care about everything. I care about the way that the clothes look or whatever. And I mean, just even me on a personal level, I'll just say it like this. I'm fat, so I gotta look my best. I can't be skirting around stuff and be like, well, who gives a crap about this? You gotta stay on point with everything. I can't let shit slide.
Nothing gets to slide.
No.
No, I hear you. And it's not being superficial. I mean, you care.
Yeah.
I mean, I care.
And I'm not saying buy the most
superficial about some
expensive
things.
Right.
My wife does. She calls me bougie, like straight. I mean, I have taste. There's things that I like, things that I will not let slide.
Right.
And then there's some things that I just got to get it. So whatever,
Yeah.
I can definitely save. But I've always lived by, you pay for what you get.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've always lived by that rule. After buying cheap stuff and it only lasting so long and being disappointed, it was all me. Like, I have nobody to blame but myself. Oh, you wanted to cut that corner? This is what you get. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, that really, especially, I mean, me with a lot of electronics and stuff, very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Sometimes you truly get what you pay for.
Yep. So, not too much going on in my world. Ended my cleanse finally. 30 long days, and today I was allowed to have peanut butter. So we went grocery shopping yesterday. Went to the health food store, the only one that I could find in Lawton, and bought some natural peanut butter. My wife was like, "I don't want to have to steer mine." Like, golly. So we got her some other peanut butter that was like the non-steer, but it was supposed to be organic and healthy, had sugar in it. And we can't have sugar for I think another week, because we're slowly implementing back all the things that we took out of our diet. And she was like, "Oh, I should have listened to you." Like, yeah, that's the story of my life.
I'm leaving that one alone.
It's so funny because I poke at her because I love her, right?
Yeah.
And the last 3 times I've said something about it, like, I'm leaving that alone.
Oh, really? Really? That's hilarious.
I love it. But anyways, so yeah, we could have peanut butter today. So slowly I'll get to implement things back in and figure out basically what am I allergic to or is causing my body to react in a negative way, based off all this crap that we eat. But one thing I wanted to bring up that I didn't get to bring up last time, sorry to take up this space, but
Nah, you're good. Go ahead.
bro, I am sadly disappointed in the food system. Like, this big machine that we call food and supermarkets and just that whole picture. People tell us to eat healthy, but it comes with a premium.
Oh, no, it does. It does.
And I remember thinking about this when I was in my early 20s, being this, I'm going to do this and this is ridiculous and beat this, I remember having those conversations with friends and myself, why are we set up like this? We say that people should eat healthy, but we charge so much money for healthy food. What are they really trying to say? You're not worth shit. That's what they're really trying to say without saying it, right? No, we do want you to eat healthy, but if you can't afford it, sorry for your bad luck. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that's so shitty. It pisses me
I want to
off.
jump into that too for a second, because have you ever seen people say kind of the reverse of what you're saying, and which really baffles me? So there's some people that argue that no, it's not that it's more expensive to eat healthier. You know, it's almost like it's a you problem. Like going to McDonald's isn't cheap. You know, you can whatever grow your garden or whatever, and I just still feel like it's kind of a little disingenuous to say, well, no, it's not. It's not really as expensive as you think it is.
I guess I didn't hang out with those people that were stupid.
But no, I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be blunt about it. Like, yeah, you can have that opinion, right? But are you actually like looking? Or are you just saying something because it sounds good? Because I can tell you right now, I can show you a receipt of like $247, and I literally walked out of a health food store where food is supposed to be organically grown and healthier with like not the extra added stuff. I mean, they have small shopping carts, Mario. I'm talking about small shopping carts, and it wasn't full. And $247 later, and we were not done shopping.
right. And I mean, the only other option is you could do what my great uncle did, and like I said, that would be growing your own garden. And
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking about doing. Like, seriously. I mean,
and all
it is work.
Yeah,
But-
and I would just say for me personally, I know that's another level of dedication. You know, like time out of your day to do this thing, and
Yeah.
I'll just say I know for me, I'm definitely not there. But I mean, you have to what do you call it? Just separate time to do something like that. But
Yeah.
I definitely respected him for it. But you know, of course, like I just said, great uncle. He's passed away now. But I mean, and I know she's going to hear this and she'll be mad that I don't know if she'll be mad, but
We're sorry.
yeah,
Up
I
front.
want to say he was mid-90s when he passed away. So, I mean, to me, you
wow.
hear stuff like that and it does kind of, you know, you think about that for a second. You're like, he did something right.
Yeah.
I mean, he did more than one thing right, but you
I'm
get
about to
what
say it probably wasn't just food, but yeah.
yeah.
That was probably.
But, you know, he was also not someone that was like, you know, a meathead at the gym or anything.
Yeah,
But you know, it's like those are the type of situations you see and you're like, I could probably learn something from this person.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I mean, we could. And much respect to the farmers. I do understand that people have to get paid. Like, people are growing this stuff. They're spending their time to provide it to the mass community, right? But I feel like there's just got to be, it's got to be a level playing field for everybody to be able to afford this.
I think I hear what you're saying too. Like you're saying, like, I'm not trying to take away from their hard work or that they should get less for what they're growing.
Yes.
But you're like, there's some part of this that there
Not
has to
adding
be
up.
a way to make it more
Affordable. Yeah.
for like you said, for everyone.
I mean, let's just take like raw vegetables that have been grown by a farmer, big or small or medium, whatever size the farm is, right?
Yeah.
And then is brought to a grocery store. And then you take processed foods that are flooding the shelves, which actually takes probably more to create.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that less than the fresh foods that we should be eating? Is it because the demand's not there? Like, if more people started buying fresh fruits and healthier foods, would they lower the price because demand's high? Like, you know, economics 101? Or are they really trying to blockade certain people from being able to actually eat healthy? You know, it's just an idea, but it's not obtainable for everyone. Does that make sense?
I think I'm following you.
Yeah. So I don't know. It really irked me, and I was me and my wife. You know, we walked out of that store and we're like, golly, $250. I didn't even buy any protein shakes, and I know those are expensive. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
Just-
and you see you saying that too. Like that would be a bit much for me to do by myself.
Yeah. And my wife.
Like if I was doing it, consistently.
Yeah.
For let's just even say a year.
Bro. I mean, come on, that much money, you could definitely see a difference in somebody's basket. 250 in one store and 250 in another store. You go to Walmart, spend $250. I mean, it ain't like it was 5 years ago, but still, it's a lot of food.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. Yes, and so it's crazy. But anyways, I'll get off my soapbox.
No, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So you brought up a question earlier in the week when we were thinking of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. And
I don't remember how you worded it, so I'll let you go ahead and word it, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So I came up with this this topic of it, and it came to me totally by accident. I was talking to my mom during the week, and she just brought up this thing that I was like really like into. Like I was like, I want to do this.
So
and
as a young kid,
I was like, I remember this. So I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
And at this time, I won't say what school it was, but anyways, I was in 3rd grade. And I will say this is something that this particular school did. So then 4th grade, when I went to a different school, they did not provide this. So, I mean, I guess you could say once that happened, once I left that school, it wasn't like I could go back and say, oh, well, let me try it now. So anyways, that thing is that for whatever reason, I was really like mesmerized by clogging. I was mesmerized by clogging. Like I was like, that is what I want to do. I was like, that's what I want to do. And I could just see, and I could just see the look on my mom's face, and she was just like, I mean, if it's what you want to do, and I was like, yeah, that is what I want to do. And then so after school, I was excited, I was hyped, and I went in there, and then they were like, oh, we're sorry, all the we don't have any room for any more dancers, and I was like, no, what am I gonna do now? But I was upset. I wonder if my mom was like, oh, I think I'm a little relieved. That just, man, it spoke to my soul. And my mom was like, she was like, maybe it was because maybe you saw tap dancing and your brain just saw it from there. And I was like, I don't know what it was, but I do remember that time. I look at it now and it doesn't fit to my personality or things I'm into now. But
yeah.
But I do remember that. I remember I wanted to do, like, the way kids wanted to play football, I wanted to do clogging. Like that's how bad it was. It was a desire. It was a burning desire. It wasn't, I want to try this and see what happens. No, I was like, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I gotta do that.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you just like, that's flooring, because I told you it was gonna be clogging, and I was trying to anticipate what you were gonna say.
Yeah, I told you it was gonna be something like, I mean, I don't even, like I told you, the other schools I went to after, I don't know anyone. They're like, hey, we're having a clogging gathering. Anybody that wants to be a part of the team, come.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in a.
I was in a world of my own. I was in my world of my own.
You skipped tap dance and went straight to a different country. So I want to do this. That's awesome.
I thought, I just, like I said, I remember that, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of strange, but I remember the like I said, the burning desire is the perfect way to describe it.
Was it the shoes that got you?
You know what I think? I think it was the shoes. I think it was the noise. When I think about it now, and I got to be careful how I word this, but
don't be careful. I want to hear.
You're like, you want to hear it. When I think of stuff like that, I'm like, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say it, but let's just say you're like, was there something else going on with me where it's like I had, like, me hearing the sound, like, just attracted me to it. That's the nice way I'm trying to put it.
Yeah.
Without using another word. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
I was like, I don't want to use the word and then people take that offensively, because I don't mean it offensively, but
Yeah.
I mean it more towards like there's something about the sound against the wood. It was whatever. It was just drawing me to that. And
No, I get you. It's kind of like the conversation we were having before we got on here about the music that song that I showed, that I let you listen to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody has their thing. So I understand. Tap dancing was it for me. Not like to the answer of this question, but I liked clogging. I thought it was cool. I've seen people clog. I didn't have a burning desire.
I had a burning
but
desire.
I wanted to tap dance when I was young. I thought tap
okay.
dancing was cool.
Okay.
So I like that. I guess I like a more higher pitch click.
It is a higher pitch click. Mine is more.
Yeah, it's more of a thud bass.
It's more, yeah.
So I kind of see that from like who you are and like the music you listen to and stuff. You would lean more towards clogging.
Oh wait, you mean like it's more underground or something? It's more underground.
If you had to compare the two.
Okay, I'm with you. I can't argue that. Yeah, no. As far as like, I'm not a. Well, I mean, I have over the years, obviously, because of choir and band, but it's like I'm definitely not classical. I'm more leaning towards unconventional than conventional. So
Yeah.
So yeah. I could see that
For sure.
I could see that. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So after you telling me that, right, another one popped in my head, but it wasn't the original one that I said, "Oh, I got it." Because you brought up this question, and it really took me a while to think about it, and I couldn't come up with anything. I mean, I came up with like Trash Man, but like honestly, like I think Trash Men are pretty cool, and they have a purpose and a role, and I feel like that sounds.
No,
like,
I think I would totally agree with you. I think, and then of course, I mean, and of course, I'm not going on a tangent, but I'm just going to say, like, I'm definitely the type of person that I think every job is important, even if you're doing fast food. It serves a purpose.
Yeah, for sure, love it.
Yeah,
Enjoy it while you're there.
And I think people should just respect all type of anyone that has a job. You're doing good.
Yeah,
Anyone that has a job.
yeah,
And instead of looking at, well, this isn't a real job or whatever.
yep.
You're working, good for you. That's what I'll say about that. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this is a little more extreme than yours. So when I was around the age as you, third grade, this isn't the one that I was going to bring up, but you know how those jump rope teams come into your school? You ever did like a jumpathon where you had to like jump for so long, raise money for like the Heart Association and stuff like that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had really wanted to be on the jump team. Like I was good at jump roping back in the day. So that's what made me think of when you brought up yours. But
Yeah, and I would say that's still not bad. Now, is it a thing that like, well, I really don't know, so I don't want to speak out of turn. I was going to say, I don't know if there's colleges that are doing stuff like that. I really don't
think so.
Okay. Because
It's
like I
more
said,
of like an extracurricular activity, like you
Right.
find groups in your town or city that do that, and you do it. I know there's a lot of YouTube, TikTok videos of people jump roping and stuff.
oh, just
I've
for
seen
like
a
an
few.
insane amount of time or something
Well,
like
not
that?
for
or-
exam. They just do like speed roping.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Double dutching was a thing. Golly, bro, I can never do it until I was probably like older, in my older teens. And when I finally got it, I was so excited. But yeah, watching like those kids double dutch and like speed rope, it was pretty awesome. But college, so like early 20s, I wanted to be homeless.
Oh, okay, interesting. Okay,
Yeah, like
okay.
I wanted to
I
live.
got so many questions.
But so this isn't so like bringing this up. It kind of like does a deep dive into like who I am, like how my mind works, because this was like shortly after I got saved. So I was on an extreme tangent. Like everything's messed up. Everything is messed up, and I'm gonna figure out why, and I'm gonna try to fix it.
Okay.
That whole mindset.
Well, even you explaining the starting point, I mean, that, like you said, that gives me an idea of like you said, where you were, where your mind was at the time.
Yeah. So I really wanted to go live out on the streets. and just leave everything behind. I've always had a fascination with dropping everything and just going for a walk. Just grabbing my backpack, grabbing my tent, my sleeping bag, and just walking out in nature and just living for a week, a month, half a month. I know there's a guy that did this. He ended up dying. He like went to Alaska. They made a movie about him. That movie fascinated me, and it kind of stuck with me because I have that gene. Whatever that is, I have it. Like, I could go out in nature and be perfectly fine. I mean, would I probably die? Probably, because I don't know. I've only hunted a few times.
Now, would you say like, would you say that's like almost like, I'm not even talking about the food side of it, but would you say that's almost like a detoxing your brain? Like,
oh yeah,
like
if
you're stressed out at work or whatever, it could even be relationship bills, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I'm gonna just step away for
reset.
Yeah,
clear the brain. I think we should do fast from our electronics, hands down. I think we really should. Like, it is unhealthy the way we live. It is. And so but anyways,
one thing
back.
I will add to that, I'll take it a step further. I'll be even more specific. I mean, you said electronics. Actually, electronics is a pretty good one. I'll take a step further because I mean, this hurts everybody when I say it.
Yeah.
Cell phones.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Just you can't look up nothing. If you can't remember, you can't remember. You know what I mean? You can't look up anything. You can't. You gotta wait till you get home or whatever. Just some kind of system in place. Have you seen that? This is kind of old now, and I'm just gonna run through this real quick. But there was a commercial on, I think it was a lot like Instagram and Facebook, where all it was just a safe, where when it's time to eat, everyone puts their cell phone in the safe.
Yeah.
And then it locks it for.
I saw that. I saw that. That's crazy, bro. I thought about getting it.
And it's sad that we're at that point where we have to do that. But it's like some people are more addicted than others. And I could see them saying, hey, I don't want you to even think, well, I guess you can think about your phone, but you can't use it.
Yeah. That was the rule at my table. We're not on phones at all, period. Right? And what I say goes. So you ain't on your phone.
Hey,
I've been known to break phones. I'm talking about straight up. Now you get on the ground.
Oh man!
But going back, I really wanted to live, and I asked a lot of people, in my little circle, and they were like, "You're crazy. That's stupid. Why?" And I thought I was like upset at them, bro. I was upset. Really? I was like, "How dare you? Like, how dare you even think that way, bro? Like, this is like new age thinking right here. Why aren't we out there helping these people?" And we do need to do that. But the side of it was like, the other side of it is like, there's other ways of doing it. I don't have to actually go out there and live on the streets, right? But be engaging to those people that need help, and making sure you're paying attention to those things and help when necessary. So, but yeah, that's my one. I tell people that story.
I like that.
I was dead set, bro. And I was like mid-semester living in the dorms on campus. And I was like, beat this. Like, this is not forget this. This is messed up, and I probably should have got some professional help. But hey, we all live, we all learn, but yeah, that's my.
No, no, I actually, so I'll tell you what I think of that, like that, you having that mindset or that approach, coming up with this idea, like maybe I should do this. I think the detoxing part, especially like, I mentioned before, I think it was on episode 3 about like I had my addiction to internet like in my early 20s, like when I was first in college.
Yeah.
So I probably won't ever get to that point, and I really haven't been anywhere close to that through all this social media age. But I understand, like I said, when I see people that they literally can't, they can't put their phones down even for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I know that feeling because, like I said, it's just that I probably won't ever feel that again because, I mean, just social media does not fascinate me in that way.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are parts of it that I use, like for something like this.
Yeah.
But, or YouTube. But, I mean, there's just a lot of parts of it that it's really superficial to me.
Yeah.
Like, I like connecting with people, but the superficial side of it, that's the part that it's kind of like yuck to me, But and I don't want to get too deep into that. But you get what?
No.
I'm
I'm not going to get deep into it, but I mean, I stopped Facebook for a long time because of that. It's fake.
That
part it's cringy. I just don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's the part where I can never be fully invested in it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way. And
I
I like
had
to just chalk it up to me being lazy. I just don't give a shit.
No. I think
so then everybody else is okay. It's just me.
Yeah,
we'll just leave it at that.
Right. And I think I kind of knew that about you already because I mean, me and you both like. I don't even know if I think this could even be a stretch. What I'm about to say, I might post more than you, but I really I post something's funny, but then I might not get on for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not checking anything. And then someone's like, hey, did you see this new commercial on Facebook? No.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get on Thursday. Thursday sounds like a good day to me. unless I forget between now and Thursday.
Yeah, right. And you probably will.
Yeah.
Because something else is going on.
Yeah, it's just I was about to say it's a waste of time, but I don't know. You do what you want,
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that.
Right.
Yeah, do what you want. Watch our videos. There was something I brought up a couple of weeks ago on a previous episode. We were talking about Netflix and shows that we watched and stuff like that. And I've wanted to revisit it because, there's 2 shows that we're going to talk about. So what is on your queue?
Okay. So
the reason why I brought this up because it's interesting. It kind of shows what the algorithm says about you. And it might not always be true or accurate. And then some of it is, and I figured like, hey, why not? 1, 2, I have some shows that I want to throw out there and that I want to share. And I kind of want to get you to watch because I think you might like them. And me and Casey just finished it last night, bro. Mm-hmm. But I'll bring it up after you go through your list because I want to see. Do you have Apple Plus, Apple TV? Mm-hmm. Oh, bro, you gotta get it. Oh, you gotta get it. You got Apple Music, don't you? Yeah, you might as well get it.
No, but remember, I do. I'm one of those weirdos that I'm still, buying music off of. Well, I guess they still call it iTunes.
It is iTunes, but it's Apple Music iTunes.
Okay. So I still I'm one of those people, one of those weirdos that I still buy music off there. And man, this could tie into that one topic I said we'll worry about it later. But anyways, I'm still a big supporter on buying physical. So I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I like LPs. I like albums. I mean, if we're going to be CDs and tapes, kind of past that. But if there's good music on an album and it strikes me,
they have different what do you call it? Different sounds. I will say that there is some technology behind like even the quality of recording that we get like streaming versus CD.
Right.
CD is superior. When it comes to CD and listening to an actual album, it's not that an album is better per se, but it's just more of there's definitely it sounds different when you're recording analog.
Yeah, it's got a little grit to it.
That's
how I say.
No, I would go with that. I would go with that. So,
but we already discussed that you're a 5.1 or 9.1. You know, you're a surround sound guy, so having physical
and I don't. Even though like I'm fascinated by different levels of you know, the codexes for like you were just saying surround sound and stuff. It's like it doesn't have to be absolutely the most expensive system. I don't make that much money to begin with,
right.
But I think you get used to having stuff at a certain level that it's like I don't want to go below this.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not gonna listen to music on $20 earbuds. I'm not gonna do that. But anyways, Q. Right?
Yes.
My cue. So
what do you got there?
So again, like I said, I will reiterate though that that a lot of times I'm watching stuff when it comes to Netflix. I mainly watch stuff on there with my parents. Yeah. I mean, they have totally dominated. I'll say this because you'll think it's funny. So So obviously when I first had my Netflix account and I got them into it, I just let them, you know, just use my account. Yeah. And at the time they didn't make a profile or anything. So they were just using it. And it got to a point where, I mean, it was like you had what my mom was into and then what my dad's into. And it's just recommending all this stuff that it's like, this is just all over the place.
Why?
Yeah. And then at some point, someone told me like, yeah, you should just make your own profile. And I was like, it's too late. It doesn't matter. and then finally,
already invested.
It was my uncle that convinced me, no, make it. He's like, you should make a second profile and just call it Mario's Second Choices. So that is the name of my profile. It's called Mario's Second Choices.
That's nice. I like it.
But,
do you ever go back and forth between profiles? Just to see?
No.
Or you just stick with your second choices?
No. Yeah. No. But like I said, 90% of the time, you know, I am watching stuff on their profile. But yeah.
Gotcha.
But no. But yeah, if I am actually watching something that is for me, you know, that's so I guess for right now what I see, which I guess it could be interesting to some people. So I did watch this a while back, but Breaking Bad is on there. Good. I see a lot of like documentaries on, you know, kind of like planetary study stuff, Alien Worlds, A Trip to Infinity. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I always wanted to watch Peaky Blinders. I never watched that.
Yeah, I heard that's really good, bro.
Yeah.
I want to watch that too.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yep. I think everybody's got that. Golly.
Oh, Love, Death, and Robots?
It's on mine.
Oh, really?
For sure. Yeah.
Castlevania, I never got around to seeing that. I do want to watch that. Initial D, I'm a little weird that I have Initial D on there.
Initial D. Never heard that.
So Initial D is an anime and manga that is about dudes driving in fast cars.
Oh, Fast and the Furious.
I guess you could say that, but maybe way more grounded in reality.
Gotcha.
Not going into not having a car flying in space and stuff like that. Or what was it? One of the movies I saw where, and I haven't watched a movie in years, by the way, so I'll let you know I'm completely out of the loop. But I just said that's a bit much when I saw like, was it a helicopter or something?
Yeah.
Flying with a tank and dropping it down on the ground. When I was like, what is this? What are we doing? What are we doing? I thought this was supposed to be.
Understand.
I was like, I thought this was supposed to be about like fast cars.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing helicopters carrying tanks, and then at one point they're in space, and I'm
wow.
I'm just like, I don't know what
abort.
I'm not even. Which all those things They could interest me, but I don't know if they interest me together.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
But okay, so Uncharted is another one, the Uncharted movie.
Yep.
Another, what would you call it? A game to movie adaptation.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, not familiar with it? Uncharted?
no.
Yeah. Oh, but guess what? It's I almost said Brony. It's a Sony Pony exclusive.
You
Sorry.
were right the first time. Good job.
It's okay. So it's a Sony Pony exclusive, but
Okay. I would
it's
not know
like-
anything about that then.
so I mean it's kind of funny. This is how I'll describe Uncharted to you. So, there was Indiana Jones, and then there was Tomb Raider, being like kind of like a female version of that.
Yep.
And then here we are going like a full circle again, and then we have Uncharted. That's similar to Tomb Raider, but then it's similar to Indiana Jones, and it's like now you just have another version of Indiana Jones.
Golly.
And I don't know if there'll be some people mad at me for saying that, but that's what it is.
Pretty
That
much
doesn't-
what it is.
That is not me saying it's bad,
Right.
because I would still watch it. I would still check it out.
You're so kind.
I am. You're like, and let's see what else. The Anime Bastard,
Oh, wow. Straight up.
and and I remember watching this original back in like the 90s, I think, but I don't remember anything about it.
Gotcha.
Is there anything else? Oh, the Umbrella Academy.
Oh, banger. Banger.
Haven't
Can't wait for a season 4.
Okay. And I remember this.
Have you seen it?
Gantz. No.
You have not
none
watched
of the-
Umbrella Academy?
Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, none of these, but what was it?
These are just top picks.
This is just my list.
This is on my list. Oh, okay. So you've actually selected them, but you haven't started watching them yet. Ooh, you got to get on that Umbrella Academy, bro.
Yeah, and
That's a good one. Do you know who made that? You know that started out as a graphic novel, right?
yes,
And the lead singer from My Chemical Romance is the creator.
that little hoo ha.
Yeah, bro. Don't be sleeping on him, bro. Oh my gosh. Hey, I was in love with My Chemical Romance.
Wait, why do I not remember this? Maybe you were, and I just didn't remember.
Black Parade. Who does not love that song, bro? Get out of here, man. You weren't into that type of music. That's where we differ, because I definitely love
the man that looks metal but isn't metal.
Exactly. But yeah, good. It's a really good series. So I would recommend. Before all of those others that you just read off, that should be your next go-to.
Oh, I got you. And and I have been watching this anime called Monster. And
okay.
these are kind of, and I'm just gonna say this real quick, just because it's a little off the radar. But these are definitely the type of anime I like finding, because Monster is about this doctor that has a patient, saves his life. He ends up saving a serial killer,
Oh,
and then it just kind of
escalates from there.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's
Is
not
it like 0 to 100 real quick or gradual?
I would say it is pretty 0 to 100. And I would say it's just because I think definitely this kind of ties into how you asked me when I went to conventions if I felt like the old man in the room. I will say this, I think when you've been watching anime as long as I have, there's certain points where you're like, okay, fireballs and dragons and monsters and dudes with massive pecs.
Yeah.
Cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I've seen thousands of those. So I want to watch
Getting
some.
old.
Exactly. So I'm like, stuff like this, like there's no fireballs, there's no dragons, anything. It's all grounded in reality.
Nice.
And I mean, of course, you know how movies and stuff show. Yeah, there's TV moments where you're like, okay, that couldn't have happened. But like I said, there's no like science, as far as I know, anyways. There's not any science fiction twist or fantasy or whatever, you know.
Gotcha. Nice. Awesome. Is that your list? You good? Or did you have one more you want to just throw out?
As far as the list, because I remember you asked me if hang on, I just had it. You asked me before, like what are they recommending to me, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah,
and I'll run through that real quick because I know I was kind of talking about. And why am I just had it. Okay, so this would be top picks, right?
Yep.
That's what you were asking me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm laughing because I'm looking at some of these. 1899.
Oh, bro, that's a good one.
I think someone talked to me about that.
Oh, bro, that's a good one. Did you watch Dark? So you've never seen Dark?
No.
Okay, so it is it's a foreign series. I think it's made like in oh man, I can't even think of the name. It's made overseas. It's all dubbed over. And it's about multiple timelines happening.
My coworker mentioned this to me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so that is that's supposed to be, I think, a prequel.
Okay.
Or kind of like a spin-off of Dark.
Okay.
1899. Because it's got a ship on it, right?
Yes. Yes, it does.
I was making sure I was right. Yeah, that's a good one, but you got to go watch Dark.
You have to watch Dark first. Okay.
You don't have to. I just want to put it to you that way. It's not related, okay? But the directors of Dark are doing this. And to understand their brain, you got to watch Dark.
Oh, okay.
They are
Okay.
twisted people. Like, they love puzzle filming. They love to film puzzles, like, and make your brain hurt to understand what is going on. If you are not like one of those people that like to think about what you're actually watching, it's not for you. But I'm one of those. So it was just right up my alley. My wife, on the other hand, she could care less. She liked the storyline. It was pretty interesting, dark. But as far as that second one, I don't think she even watched it with me. So
no, I would say, one of my favorite anime is called Boogie Pop Phantom, and that was one of those where it had like a little Quentin Tarantino moments where they're telling the story out of order, and then you're trying to figure
those.
And I would say that I would probably check that out then. How you just based off of how you described it.
Yeah. Okay. You'll have to send that to me.
But so what was oddly enough after that is One Punch Man.
One Punch Man?
And then what's funny is that I've seen One Punch. Oh, you've never heard of One Punch Man?
No, sir.
So it's an anime,
okay.
And the way I would describe it, very simple story. So this won't take long at all. Pretty much, he can defeat enemies with one punch, and he's one of those people where like he's so powerful or whatever. Now he's bored, I guess you could say, from all his training and hard work, and now he likes. Let's go back to what you were saying, being homeless. Now he enjoys the mundane things in life. So he's like, oh, I can't wait to go to the market today. I wonder if I can get a sale. Like now stuff like that interests him.
Okay.
And what ends up happening is that like when you see him, he's just in a yellow cape.
Yeah.
It looks really generic, like the superheroes we grew up with. Like he looks like that, like in spandex and everything. And then when he meets other people like him, of course, they greatly underestimate him because he looks so generic looking.
Gotcha.
And he has
still
this
knocking people out. With
and he
punch.
has this bored. Yep, and he has this very bored, mundane look on his face, like he's just so uninterested.
Yeah.
But he's just a really calm, chill guy. That's like, wonder if I can get any deals at the market.
Nice.
Oh, I need to do laundry today.
Goodness gracious.
But yeah, but the actual fight scenes in it, and especially like because I want to say I didn't finish season 2.
Yeah.
But there's some fight scenes in it that they are spectacular. Like it's way over the top. Like fighting in space type shit. Now we're going back to freaking what was it? Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so over the top. But I mean, the art and everything is more what I'm complimenting, not so much that this is a mind blowing story. That's not. But the level of the art and the detail and the animation when they're doing the fight scenes, it is insane. They make it look really epic. So
nice.
I would say it's a cool, fun show.
Okay.
You know, it's not, but definitely not deep or anything. But anyways, I know why they're recommending this to me, because my parents have, I watched it on their account.
Sabotaged.
Yes, Squid Game is on there.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree.
You've seen that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I have seen that one, and then 47 Ronin. I've seen that. Devilman, I think I saw the original. This looks like Netflix remake or something.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Now it is weird that Netflix like knows me but doesn't know me.
Yeah.
So that I've seen Seinfeld and I watched it, but weird that they would recommend that to me. Erased. That's an anime. I've seen that. Arcane. That is something I haven't seen. Arnold. And that is whatever documentary story thing on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm about to say the Nickelodeon cartoon Arnold.
Hey, Arnold. The goofy thing is I probably watch both of those.
Yeah, bro. Seriously. Same.
But
Same,
anyways,
same.
and we'll stop there. That's a good, gives you good. It's so primarily based off of my account. It's mostly trying to recommend anime to me, and then
Yeah.
like we'll throw some classics in there. Let's see, Seinfeld, and it's like, well, you got one. I can't act like I don't know what it is, and I don't like it. I don't like that guy. He's so mid. It's like, no, you got me.
You got me.
I've watched some Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I've heard that bass line more than a couple of times.
For sure. Can we take a quick break and then we'll get into mine real quick?
Absolutely. Let's do
Awesome.
it.
Thanks. All right. We are back. So just to run through real quick. I'm going to start with Apple TV. I know you don't have it, but man, there's some bangers on there.
Hit me with it.
I think Apple's doing an amazing job. And I know you're not a big Apple head, but I think I might get you over to the dark side.
I respect your determination.
That's something my wife said about me, my determination.
Right.
I got her. I don't take no for it.
Right.
I mean, you can't say that nowadays. That could turn different, but
I know, isn't it? That's a good point.
yeah.
I know exactly where
That's
you're
a
going.
rabbit hole we could go down. But anyways,
Yeah.
so kind of starting from like the very first show coming up to like the most recent ones. Okay, these are all bangers, right?
Okay.
All bangers. First one, the morning show. When we first got Apple Television, that was the first thing we went to. It has Reese Witherspoon and blank Friends girl.
Okay.
What's her dang name? She played Rachel on Friends.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but yeah, no,
Jennifer
I don't.
Aniston.
Okay.
There
okay.
we go. I knew it was going to come to me. I mean, I love Reese Witherspoon. That's why I don't forget her name. I'm not a big fan of
Oh, really?
Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, she did my boy Brad wrong.
I was gonna say semi hot take, not major hot take, but semi hot
right.
take.
No, I do like both of them. And this was a really big show because this was her first time back into doing television.
Now you said
Since
morning
Friends.
show, so
It's called The Morning Show. So it's based off of The Morning Show, loosely, right? There are some ties to it back. I don't exactly remember the timeline, but it was right before COVID. There was a lot of stories coming out of that show as far as like sexual harassment and conduct from some of the men on that show.
Gotcha.
So it kind of starts in that timeline, so 1999, and then it goes into 2020, COVID, and the third season's going to be coming out just soon, like around the corner. And so I don't know what they're going to do with that, but it's kind of following that timeline of that whole scandal, the scandals that were going on with one of the morning shows that a lot of people watch.
Okay.
So really good. They got some good actors in there, and they do a really good job. That was the first one me and Casey watched. Loved it. Lights out. I don't know if it was something that you would be into. I don't recommend it for everybody, but I mean, if you like those two, then you'll love it. So.
Oh, gotcha.
Second one, Foundation. This is more of like a sci-fi. So, it's about cloning, and it's about a special person, saving a world, basically kind of like bringing people to a revolution to overthrow these 3 clones that are basically ruling the universe.
Oh, okay.
Really good. The only person in there that I do know, or that you would know probably, is Jared Harris. He's played in a few movies, but I think that's like the only. Everybody else, they probably have acted for a while, but I've never seen them.
I gotcha.
Like had secondary roles.
Gotcha.
But all good. It's a good story. It's got me hooked. So
okay.
for sure. The next one is Shrinking with Harrison Ford, Jason Segel, Harrison Ford, and I think that's it. Those are the 2 main people. Or not the mains in the show, but like the 2 people that everybody would probably know: Harrison Ford and Jason Segel.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
Jason Segel. He's played in quite a few movies, Pineapple Express, and all those funny movies with Seth Rogen.
You're thinking of it's his name is on the tip of my tongue. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember how you pronounce that guy's name. Judd.
Yeah. He's been. Yeah. What is that one movie with Ant-Man? What's the guy that plays Ant-Man? Do you know? I'm horrible with names.
I got you.
But the guy that plays Ant-Man, he was in a movie with him, and they were they befriend each other. I can't even think of the name. If y'all know, put in the comments. Make us feel stupid.
Right.
I Love You, Man. I Love You, Man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's it. I Love You, Man with Paul Rudd.
There we
That's
go.
who it is.
There we go.
Paul
Okay.
Rudd.
Yeah, of course. Okay, yeah. Definitely familiar with him.
Yeah, for sure. Next on the list, and like I said, this is kind of going from beginning to where we are right now. But Shrinking, bro, hitters, bangers. Harrison Ford, seeing him in that role, amazing. And he's funny. He's funny.
That would be interesting.
It's kind of like a head twist because you don't expect him to be the character that he's playing, but that just tells you that he's a good actor. So it's really good. Ted Lasso, everybody. I mean, I'm assuming even you've heard Ted Lasso, right?
Yeah.
The soccer coach from America that's coaching the soccer team in Europe and England. Yeah. Very good. I would recommend it. It's, a family show that everybody could watch. And then last but not least on the Apple platform is Silo. Now, bro, have you seen Shawshank Redemption.
I mean, yeah,
Have you ever-
many moons ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Robbins is in Shawshank Redemption, right? He's the guy. Paul Dufray, right?
Well, you got me. No, I don't know.
Or Tim Dufray. Drawing a blank. But anyways, he's in that movie. He acts right along Morgan Freeman. And he's in Silo. Common is in Silo. Rebecca Ferguson, I've never heard of her, but she's one of the main characters in Silo. And who else? There's one other guy. David Oyelowo.
Okay, yeah, no, you got me. I don't know who that is.
He's played in a couple of movies.
No, one of those. Probably have seen him and stuff.
Yeah. Ian Glenn. I think he's an England actor. Will Patton. That would be a name that people would know. But anyways, really good movie, a really good television series. Only season 1's out. It just ended yesterday. It's about basically post-apocalyptic Earth, and they have a silo that is super huge, underground. Casey, my wife, didn't even know it was underground. She didn't even know the silo was underground. Silo's underground, and people live in this thing. For how long they've lived in it, they do not know. They don't know when they got there, or when they'll be able to leave.
Oh,
right. And there's it's basically a whole mind twist of, are we really able to not leave this place? Or are they trying to control us to keep us here? So there's lots of twists and turns.
okay.
The only thing is you can't ask to go outside. If you ask to go outside, you will go outside, and everybody dies that goes outside.
Yeah.
Because apparently the earth outside is still toxic and it's not suitable for living.
Okay.
Bro, it's good. It will definitely get you hooked. So those are my recommendations. Those are what's on the Apple platform. Over to Netflix, my list, things that I've picked out. I got The Witcher. Can't go wrong with The Witcher.
Yeah. No. No complaints.
Black Clover. I don't know why The Flash is on my list, but it is. I think it was one of those things I want to catch up so I can watch it with my son, most likely. Our Planet 2, Walking Dead. I do want to finish that.
Oh, wait. So real quick, how
Yeah.
far are you in Walking Dead?
I think I'm at season 8.
How many seasons are there?
Oh, you're asking. I want to say there's 12. I want to say
So
I can tell you right now, there's 11 seasons.
Okay, so
And I'm on 8. What's the boy's name?
okay, so we might be in the same place. You're just saying, what's the boy's name? So go ahead. I want you to say, because you're not going to spoil it for me. You already openly stated you want to go back to it. It's probably still going to be a while before I go back to it. So you tell me where you are. And I mean, if you're ahead of me, then I'll be like, oh no.
When they killed the sheriff's boy, when they killed him off, see, I was pissed when they killed Glenn. Bro,
Yeah.
Everybody was, right?
Yes, yeah.
Livid, but I still watched it,
Okay.
right? The whole Negan era, I had to see how that went down. But when they killed Glenn, I was deeply saddened. But when they killed his son, when they killed the sheriff's son, bro, I was like, I don't want any part of this shit.
Okay. Okay. So the season that, I'll never forget this because of Risen from Chaos. Because sometimes we would just see each other, and then we wouldn't say anything. We just look at each other and we'd be like, Carl, and it's just us, Carl, just us saying that to each other.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That was his son's name, right?
Yes.
Carl. Yeah. Yeah. When they killed Carl, when he got bit, bro, I literally lost faith in
and you
the
heard
show.
the story behind that, right?
No.
I mean, I know it happens, but it's still just, it's like, oh, okay.
Because honestly, from what I was told, like, he doesn't even die. Like, he's the main character in the graphic novels.
So this was one of those, he was ready to move on, the real person. He wanted to go to college.
Oh, well, good for him.
And and then no, but I feel like, but see, if you didn't know that, you would be like, this doesn't, but the story in the, what are you doing? But
yeah.
So I actually feel you on that.
They should have asked that kid at 5 years old, are you going to go to college? Then we can't cast you.
Sorry. This ain't for you. This ain't
This
for
is
you.
a lifelong project, bro. You better buckle in.
So you literally described exactly where I'm at. So that season where he dies and that whole thing with Negan, he gets, I don't even remember. Did he get stabbed? Did he get shot? I can't remember.
I don't. Are you talking about Carl or Negan?
Negan. Because it's the same. It's the same
season. But I'm not for sure. I know they captured him.
Right.
I know they
did.
have him.
And when it ends, you kind of think, did they just kill him? You know?
I didn't get that far. So
sorry.
Because when Carl gets bit, it's not the end of the season.
Oh, and you're saying
There's like
when you
three more episodes left.
So when you got to that part, literally when he died, you were like,
Bro,
I've had enough.
We were having watch parties at my sister-in-law's house. Every night it came out. We were like, we had gotten that invested and that we were having watch parties, bro. And
I feel for you.
Stopped.
I do feel for you because, so even though I know that I know we didn't intend to jump into Walking Dead, but I'm just going to say this real quick. I got to say this.
This is what we do.
So I always have this thing, a slight bone to pick about Walking Dead. Like you, I was heavily invested into it. Thought, man, this is like one of the best. I can't believe that this zombie TV show is so compelling, right?
Yes.
And
they killed it, bro.
And I really just feel, and I know some people will argue that, oh, well, you know, they got to make money. And if they're making money, they're just going to keep doing this thing. Like, and this would be a Jamie moment, but, and I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just saying, like, if you look at the numbers for when Glenn died, if you look at the numbers from then to the numbers where they were when the show ended, the numbers are like
bombed.
Like, and so my whole point bringing that up is this. I kind of felt like even a little after even Glenn was killed, I'm like, okay, you guys need to figure out, like, end on a banger. Don't end when you're going downhill.
Yeah.
But they're like, let's keep this shit going.
Just keep going
let's
down.
Just keep. And I'm just like, no, end on a good moment. And good moment, I don't mean happy ending, but I just mean conclude the story, and everybody's like, damn, that was a good show. I could watch it all over again. Now, could you imagine either of us starting Walking Dead from the very beginning?
I thought about it.
You thought about it?
I did. I really did. I thought about it. And that means I'm in trouble. No, but I really did think about it, and I see it because it's like one of those things. Like if I scroll down because it's on my list, if I scroll past it, it goes to the very first scene of the very first episode of the very first show.
I've seen that countless times
and
too.
You see him on that horse turning that corner. All those zombies are there.
It's been so long. I guarantee you, me, or probably all the people watching right now, it would feel brand spanking new.
Yeah.
It would feel fresh.
Yeah, it really would. And that's why I guess I sometimes think about watching it all over again. And getting past those horrible parts. But yeah, I did not know that the numbers reflected Glenn dying and then everybody just giving up on the show.
And I wouldn't say even that it was, them responding to that, but I think after a certain point, there needed to be a conclusion, Yeah. And nothing lasts forever, right? So just end on a good note. And like I said, good, and I'm all about that. Like, good does not necessarily mean everybody walks away happily ever after.
For sure.
But at a certain point, you got to know, like, this show is not going to be whatever it was. I don't know the numbers, whatever it was. I don't want to throw out a number. I was about to say 10 million people. I don't remember what it is, but I know that when the show ended, it was like 1 point something people were watching, 1 point something million. And it was like drastically lower than when it was at its peak.
But they're done? Like they've actually ended the show?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
There's all now there is those spinoffs.
Fear
and
of
stuff.
the Walking Dead. I know that spun off, and some of those guys
Yeah.
are over there.
But yeah. The show.
I didn't even know that it ended.
Yeah. Well,
That's
I mean,
how far removed I am from it.
That's I mean, I kind of feel like I'm pretty far removed from it because I look and I'm like, dang, I spent so much time in it. I might as well just finish it, right?
Same here. Yeah.
That does. I'm one of those people. Yeah, sometimes stuff like that does bug me. I'm like, if it was just 2 seasons, you could be like, okay,
Yeah.
who cares?
Exactly.
But so you said season 8. So I didn't know what season it was. That's a lot of seasons.
Yeah. That's a lot of seasons for sure. So, I mean, eventually I'll get to it.
Yeah, yeah.
But Shameless, I don't know if you've seen that. That's on my list. OA's a really good movie. A really good show. I mean, there's only 2 seasons. It's another one of those mind twists.
Okay.
A little quirky in the second season. Actually, at the end of the first season, starting the second season, it gets a little quirky, but it definitely kept my attention long enough to watch both of them. And they're not going to come out with another one, so that's all you get. A little sad, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Narcos, haven't finished that. Only watched a few episodes. Breaking Bad, I have not watched. I've watched 1 episode.
Really?
And I was like, I don't know if I have the time to actually watch this.
It's like whatever you're thinking it's about, it's probably not. It's not the same, of course, but it's like, you know how like with The Walking Dead, we feel like it's not about the zombie aspect. I would just say with Breaking Bad, you're thinking, oh, it's about the drugs, it's about this and that. But it's way deeper than that. That's what I will say about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say it's way deeper than that. And they have some, I would say, really compelling characters, just very well developed. Very, very well developed characters. Like you could see people behaving and thinking in this way. None of them are perfect. They all have flaws, but really, just really deep, like I said, really rich characters.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
But anyways, that's what I would say about Breaking Bad. Yeah.
I've been told it's a good show, and I don't disagree.
Oh, and I don't know. I'm sure it's on there somewhere, but I'm surprised Better Call Saul wasn't on my list because that was my shit for a minute. And
Really?
that's the spinoff.
The spinoff of Breaking Bad.
And it's so different, but it's just as good as Breaking Bad.
Really? My son watched both of them.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
get to see them. But so going back to 1899. So I think it's a Dutch production.
Okay.
Dubbed over in English. So, and this is where foreign films, I've always been like foreign film guy. I love foreign films. So I didn't have a lot of foreign films in my queue for Netflix. And the first one that I watched, it's called The Rain. And it was a Dutch production dubbed over in English. And it's about this rain that's acidic that kills you. And it changed the world. Another post-apocalyptic type feel, right? And some of the characters in this are in 1899.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
Not a lot of, I don't think any of them are in Dark, but it kind of has like a trilogy feel just because I watched them all around the same time, except for 1899. That one came out after these two. But Dark and The Rain, they came out at a similar time. So I would watch them simultaneously, like one right after the other because they came out at the same time.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but The Rain, that's on my list. I don't know why because I've already finished it. And I think there's like 2 or 3 seasons to that. And that's about it.
And real quick, I will say this, like what you were saying about foreign films. So for the most part, like my parents have always watched a lot of foreign films. Like I know even my mom, she would watch Bollywood stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Korean dramas, stuff like that.
Yep.
So in some ways, it was kind of just destiny that I would watch anime because if I didn't say this before, I think I'm pretty sure I said it to you before, but I mean, I 95% of the time watch anime subtitled.
Yeah. You did tell me that.
So sometimes I'm like, let's be crazy and watch. So I watched Demon Slayer in English. And it is weird sometimes for me to jump and watch an anime in English, but I won't lie. Sometimes it is convenient.
Yeah, for
Not
sure.
Not worrying about subtitles, but go ahead.
No, it is convenient, but also, why not get your brain to work a little bit while you're watching television? So, Money Heist, that's on my list. I've already finished it, but it's Spanish production.
Cool. Okay.
I want to say it's from Spain.
Cool.
And it's dubbed in English, and they have subtitles still too, but it's good. It's really good. Really good.
Okay.
I think there's like 4 seasons. 5. There's 5 parts. They're not seasons. 5 parts. It's basically a mastermind bank heist from beginning to end. And they use 5 parts to get to the it's beautiful. Chef's kiss. No joke. I'd recommend that over everything else. Like I would recommend that. And then my top picks for me, it's kind of, I don't know why some of these, but
or recommended to you.
Yeah, I have no idea. Synchronic, Red Rose, The Glory. Oh, what the heck is this? I Think You Should Leave, Formula One, How to Get Rich, The Recruit. Have you heard about that?
I heard about that, but I could tell you this. I know just what other people describe to me. The short answer is not interested.
Yeah. I don't know why it's on my list. Alone, probably will watch that. They kind of hit me right in the feels with that one because I love those shows or shows like that. But no, not a lot of interesting picks for myself.
Oh, okay. So in your case, like, so with me, Netflix doesn't have a whole lot to work with because it's my secondary profile.
Yeah.
So they're kind of throwing stuff out there that they're like, we think you might like this, and they're nailing a few things. And in your case, you're looking at it and you're like, this isn't really, you know, what I would like to. This isn't something that would pull me.
It's because I'm so far out there with everything. You know me, right? And I will pull to like the ends.
I think you need to watch some Seinfeld.
Yeah, I guess. The Pale Blue Eye. It's kind of a Edgar Allan Poe movie based off of The Raven, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's on my list. Peaky Blinders is too, and I will watch both of those. And then Mer People. I got Mer People on here, bro. What the freak is going on here?
They haven't recommended that to me.
Golly. I think somebody like sabotaged my list or something. But anyways, yeah. So that's about it. I mean, I do like some weird things, but some of those are kind of like, I don't know why they're on there. But 2 shows, or at least the first show that we both watched, Beef
Yep.
with Ali Wong, and I always call him Glenn from The Walking Dead.
I think it's pronounced. I think his last name is like Yoon, Stephen Yoon.
Yeah, Stephen Yoon. Both good actors.
Yes.
And actress. Well, I mean, this is the first time I've actually seen her as an actress, even though I know she's in a television show. But I've seen her stand-ups, and I love her. Like,
have you seen that movie? Always, I think it's Always Be My Maybe.
Nope.
Oh man, that movie is so funny. Yeah, you should watch that.
Really?
I think you'll like it.
All right, I will for sure. Always Be My Maybe. You know, the last foreign film that I watched was that one Asian film, Everywhere.
Oh, I have not seen that yet. The one that won all the awards.
All at Once, something like that.
The one that won all the awards, right?
Bro. Psycho. But it's good. I thought that's the only where I like it's really good, but it's definitely
like when I will tell you this, when I saw the trailer, it just came off as weird.
Yes.
Sometimes weird can be fun though.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
So I still was kind of in the camp of maybe I'll check this out. But at that time I know like okay, so the first time I think I saw the trailer for that, I think it was just like, you know, like how most of the time people are reacting to stuff, they'll laugh or they'll go, "Oh, yeah, that sounds interesting." Like this is what it sounded like after that trailer finished.
That was it? Where were you at when you watched that trailer?
You know, I don't even remember what we were watching at the time, but it was at the IMAX.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
People are haters.
Yeah, but I would give it a shot.
Yeah, I would too. I liked it, and it had a nice, wholesome, ending to it, or like the story, like with the mother and the daughter. You know, I thought that was really, really cool. So definitely has its goofy moments, you know. But I thought you seen it, right?
No,
Oh, you haven't.
No,
seen
I
it.
haven't
I
seen
won't.
it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil anything for you.
No.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
So
yeah, no, I would definitely check it out. And I mean, it's not about this. It's not about winning awards and stuff like that. But the fact that it did, and it's it's kind of quirky and different and unique.
Yeah.
That intrigues me more, I would say. But like I said, I'm not trying to make it seem like, oh, you got to win an award and then your art means something now. But
Bro, I'll tell you right now. I know we got to get back to what we were beef, because that's what we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of like awards. When it comes to like somebody telling me like, oh, this is the show you got to watch, even though we just kind of did that. Like I wanted to be a movie critic. Like I honestly, like I thought about like being a movie critic. And, and the reason why I bring this up is because I think it was 2018, Oscar winner was like The Way of Water, or it was about some freaking merman.
Oh, I watched that.
And
I watched that.
I did not like it.
So you watched the movie?
I watched the movie and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. You got Best Picture of the... Oh, bro, I was livid. But
I will say this. I get that is definitely not a movie for everyone. But I love that director, though.
Oh.
Guillermo del Toro.
I loved his vision. I could see, but that movie was not for me. So it was dull.
Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
Yes. I love Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth was pretty cool. Of course, he did Blade 2.
I love Blade 2 as well.
Yeah. What I'm trying to think of.
You mean Blade Runner?
No, Blade 2.
Oh, Blade 2 with
Blade 2.
Wesley Snipes?
Yes.
Blade 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. Sorry.
What?
I saw the first one, but I didn't watch the second one.
Oh, I mean,
and I might have watched the second one.
The first two are really good.
The second one,
I don't want to say it's better than the first one. I don't know. That's tough. But both of those first two are good.
Yeah. I think I probably did watch the first one, but it's been a long time.
The third one, they kind of did Wesley Snipes a little dirty because they kind of put him like it's Blade and this guy.
Yeah.
And they tried to make him like there's three main characters and said, no, it's Blade. It's called Blade. So Blade's the main character.
Right.
But anyways, but yeah, no, that director, I like a lot of his movies because the Guillermo del Toro, because he does like a lot of horror and stuff. But I mean, he's all over the place. Like he does, if you've seen Pacific Rim, he did Pacific Rim. So he does like
that's a good one.
Yeah, he's done like a lot of, and then because he's originally from Mexico, so some of his movies are in Spanish. But what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say though, all those movies you mentioned,
you feel like they're better. You feel like they're better than
yeah. I mean, it's a vast difference. It's a stark difference. Like it is vastly different than all of those other movies you just mentioned. So
I think I felt like the story and everything. I felt like it went together well.
A fish man falling in love with a woman.
But you know what it's in reference. You're laughing, but you know what it's in reference to, right?
No.
Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's exactly what it is. It's like a retelling of that. Now I will say this: if you're like,
I've never seen it.
If you're like, I've never been into that whole dynamic, because I mean, Creature from the Black Lagoon, it's kind of like a how would I word it? I don't want to say Beauty and the Beast, but I mean that could be another variation of it, I guess.
No, I could see that for sure.
You know what I mean? Like this untamed creature falling in love with a human.
Yeah.
So those dynamics are, I wouldn't say like I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to watch this. But what I will give him is like the way he tells the story. He made it interesting enough for me.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say it's my movie of the year. But yeah, I did watch that one.
Yeah.
And
what year was that? Do you remember? Am I off on the year?
No, I think you're pretty dead on. It might have been 2018. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I did watch that one because like I said, I've watched almost all of his movies. I may not. There's like some movies he came out with like maybe mid 90s. I haven't seen. I want to say two of his earliest movies. I didn't watch those, but I've watched almost all of his stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, teach their own on that for sure.
But point being though, I pretty much agree with you on the, like I said, awards, like that's not going to define if a show is amazing or not. You know what I mean?
For sure. And that, honestly, I guess the disappointment there for me, the most disappointment is that was the first year that I took Oscar's recommendation and said, oh, all right, I'll watch this. Because there was like, I mean, it was the hype around it was just crazy. And I was like, all right, I'll see what it's all about. And when I watched it, I was just like, that's it.
No, so I get point
it was
taken.
Just dull to me. That's how I feel. I mean, and there's movies that I love that are, somebody else would probably say that's dull, but it just hits me different than it hit somebody else. So that movie just didn't hit me the same
and like
way.
you said, I just mentioned all his other movies, and you were like, all of those are more interesting than this one.
Yeah, and I've seen quite a few of them, and I liked them. So that's strange.
Yeah,
but I wanted to ask you, going back to Beef, how did you hear about it? Was it recommended to you and you decided to watch it, or did you hear something you were like, I'm going to watch it?
I think it was literally one of those things where, brand new show, it popped up.
Yeah.
And I saw who was in it and I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely watch this.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now, unexpectedly though, I will add this though. That was a show I watched with my parents.
You watched it with your parents? Like every single episode,
every
single
single
season.
Episode. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So dive into it. Tell me about what did you do? What were your takeaways from it? Or
I mean, just everything about it. I love the way. I should have asked you this before the show, but we're gonna go ahead and say that. I'm gonna say this real quick, and you say yes or no. But are we spoiling it or not spoiling it?
Oh, we're spoiling it.
Okay.
It's too far gone, bro.
Okay. And the more I think about it, I mean, a lot of people, if they don't have Netflix, they're watching it for free anyway. So they most people are not like me and behind on keeping track of stuff. So most people have probably already seen it anyways. But
yeah, I mean, let me ask you a question though. Could you talk about it without spoiling it? Or do you think talking about it is going to spoil it?
When I do my anime reviews,
yeah,
all of them, unless I started doing this thing where sometimes I have a spoiled edition.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I do my reviews without spoiling everything. Now, if you asked me to do it on the spot, it would be a little harder for me to do.
Gotcha.
But most of the time I try to write it up in a way where I'm telling you the things that I liked about it, like what kind of emotions the characters were going through and stuff. But
that's cool.
But yeah,
however you want to deliver it, bro, go for it.
But no, we're gonna totally spoil stuff here.
Yeah, let's go.
So what I would say the first thing I really like about this show is that it shows these two strangers, and they have a road rage incident, and like I said, I know I'm kind of this is going to sound like a drastic jump, but I mean, this is what I took away literally what I took away from it. We have these two complete strangers. They have a road rage incident. And even though they're at different points in their lives, probably close to the same age, but they're, like one person's doing extremely well financially. And then the other person, I guess you would say, not so much.
Right.
Maybe even has some mental issues, but anyways,
which one?
Right.
Which one?
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's the part to me that I did like about how just how the story progressed, because I really felt like, truth be told, these two individuals, even though they seem different on the surface, they have a lot in common.
Yeah. I mean, quick synopsis, nailed it, right? Two strangers get into a road rage incident, and I would say ended up semi-falling in love with each other.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the ending of the relationship.
And it's a match.
Yeah. The ending of it was, we're not so different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you're pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole laying in the hospital bed at the end with her, I was like, I did not expect that at all.
Oh, I was laughing the whole time that happened. That whole time I thought that was hilarious.
So, okay, there's a couple of scenes that I want to just get your reaction from. And the first one was the gunplay when she pulls that gun out of the safe. And she's like rubbing it up against her body. How did you take that? What was going through your mind when she was doing this?
I was just thinking the same thing as Steven's character. I was thinking she has issues.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's about it.
I was like, this chick's crazy.
No,
I think I like her.
But
I mean, it scared me. I was like, wow. Like, the writer of this went deep. Like, he grabbed something and said, yeah, this is going in there. It's just mind blowing.
And you know what's even funnier to me? And like I said, I'm pretty sure like they really zoomed in on her face when she was doing this, but like Ali Wong, whenever like she just did that fake I'm really not happy smile. Yeah. And it just always cracked me up. Just it's just like
oh yeah, I kind of feel like that's her in real life.
Hey, it could be. Actually, if I were to meet her, and she made that face, I would back
You'd
away.
exactly know.
I'd back away and be like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I'll leave now.
My bad.
I'll leave."
No, I think she's a nice lady, honestly. But
but
we make those smiles a lot.
Yeah,
in life.
and then also she's a comedian,
understand.
So she has that a little bit of edge to her too. So
For sure.
she's gonna have that sarcasm,
Yeah.
a little bit of brashness or whatever.
Right. And then the other one that really stood out to me was the drug-induced conversation that they had at the end.
That, I mean, to me, and that was just them even more bonding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was, yeah, definitely. I would agree.
Just even more, just realizing how much more they really gelled together, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because it went from I'm going to shoot you to talking about some crazy stuff.
And did you like that shot at the end when they're laughing and stuff, and they've recovered, and they're like, "Oh, you're alive! Oh, you're alive!"
Yeah.
They're laughing, and then the camera, it kind of pans up, and then you just see all the puke around them.
Too good, bro. I mean, in all honesty, I think my takeaway from it was like, you don't like, okay, so my view changed quite a bit in the show. At first it was, yeah, this is what happens when you have road rage. When you have road rage, you don't know what people are going to do. And then as the show progressed, I was like, oh, all things can be resolved. It doesn't have to be this drastic, you know?
I appreciate your positive spin on that.
I definitely have to put a pause. I mean, I've been in road rage situations where it's like,
and I think really everybody has.
you know, like, golly, what if that really happened to me? You know, what would really, like, how would I handle that? So I thought it was super cool. I love the show. I know they're coming out with a season 2.
I actually didn't know that. So they are.
I think they are coming out with this. Well, I mean, it's kind of like that Back to the Future thing. I think I spoke before. But I hope they do. We'll just say I hope they come out with a season 2, because that would be cool.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I mean, we got to figure out what happened to his brother. We got to figure out what happens to the
at least we
husband.
know he's alive.
At least we know he's alive.
And it was so funny when that happened, and you getting all these messages.
Oh my gosh! I mean, yeah.
Oh, and then I just want to add to that. So what did you? So I'm gonna ask you now. What did you think of that part? Because I was dying on this part when Ali Wong, when her character is taking a picture of her ass, and then her mother-in-law opens the door.
Honestly, it just brought me back to today's society. Like, that's the stuff we do for real. Like, that's no lie.
That's not even a fake scenario. That's that's totally happened to multiple people.
Exactly. So
in 2023, we can be specific.
Yeah, for real. So I think I mean, I love those scenes right there. You know, that the writer threw in there, or the director throws in there, and just kind of brings you back to, like, yeah, this is real scenarios that could happen, you know. And the fact that she was in love with his brother, just that whole relationship there. I think I guess the one character that I have to say I felt sad for the most was the husband, even though I really didn't care for him, but I felt sad for him.
I mean, no, I get what you're saying, because because he was someone that wasn't meeting the expectation, I guess you could say, of his his family, his art, but he was passionate about it, but maybe he just didn't have the skill, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
but and he's doing at least his best, but
yeah.
It be like that sometimes, That's all you can say.
Goodness gracious. I mean, yeah, that relationship. So, going from beef into the next one, what was the name of that? You're gonna have more to say about this, because this is right up your alley. But there was another show that we were going to talk about.
The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Yeah.
No, but you know what? Actually, I still would like to hear like your thoughts because because for one, you haven't played the game,
Right.
so I like hearing more of like what you got out of it, like what kind of story you felt like they were trying to tell.
Oh, I felt like it was. First thing that comes to mind, love story. A love between a father and a daughter. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the daughter dies.
Mm-hmm.
And that love is like choked down so far that he becomes a different person for a while until he finds another girl, like kind of she's just thrown in his lap, you know? And over time, that love is regurgitated. It finally comes to the surface and he's able to, in his own way over time, show love to somebody else that he probably really never did after his daughter died until then.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was more task driven, just trying to survive the day to day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think any parent, facing a situation like that would have probably react the same way, until they find something that basically fills that void that they had, So that's really the best, straightforward overall view love story. And I think they did a dang good job. It's funny that it was a game telling that story, and now it's a television show. And everything that I read after watching every episode, looking at, the actual makers of the game talking about how, they were walking hand in hand and making sure that it was lined up. From what I understand, this is like the first show to actually follow anything like to the T.
I would
that
say
I've watched, So I was kudos to them, like all hands down. And I guess that's why I fell in love with it a whole lot more, even though I had never played the game. I honestly understood the game, even though I never played it because I watched this series, So that's what I took away from it.
Yeah, no, actually that's a very good, and like I said, that's also a testament to just the creators working in tandem with, the director and everything. And I really like there's tiny stuff, like really small stuff that you could pick out, but really overall, like definitely the core of, everything you just described. I feel like they really pulled it off, like more than any other game, game to movie adaptation. I cannot think of anything that was this strong, not, and part of it is that, that yes, it's based off of a game, but also the story was strong already. But, a lot of times, most of the time, they choose not to follow the story because they've, a lot of times in Hollywood, they think we can do better than that.
Yeah.
And
that's always the thought.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's weird because I really feel like, so The Last of Us originally came out on the PlayStation 3. And so that gives you an idea of the original game, how old it is. And then the sequel came out on the PlayStation 4. But there's really been like that time period, PlayStation 3, 360 era. There really have been a lot of games over the years, especially in that time period that were very compelling, that had, rich characters, that had a lot of story development, just a lot of nuances in the way they're telling the story. Like, so it's like, not that I'm trying to spin this into a negative or anything, but it's like The Last of Us isn't the only one. But I'm still grateful that at least we have this story that was told that was really strong and engaging, and then they were able to just follow it really, almost as close as you can get, and they still they still had some tweaks here and there. And like I said, most of them I really don't have anything to complain about.
Yeah, the relationship with the two guys in that house.
Like
right?
That
That was one of the adaptations. I guess in the game he's already dead.
Yes, but the relationship did happen. So
right. So they wanted to show that.
Right. So they wanted to actually show the relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, that character was still alive. Bill was still alive, but and you kind of end that whole thing of the letter and trying to get him to understand, like, hey, you're you want to remain human. You don't want to go down this path of not caring about people, being detached from people,
Yeah.
because then you're totally losing your human side. Like, I think that part was portrayed pretty well in the game as well, but like I said, slightly differently because he was alive,
Right.
But it was still, they kind of had like a more brief conversation about that, and of course at the time that he's hearing this information, he's just kind of like, yeah, okay,
Right.
nice, later. It was just kind of like that.
Yeah.
But like you said, going back to what you said, he had been through so much. I mean, it was going to take time. Actually, that would be one of the little, like I said, I'm talking about really just baby complaints. But probably the one baby complaint I would have is that, and see, the thing to keep in mind too is that, we're talking about, it was 10 episodes, right?
Yes.
So you don't have as much time to really
unpack
every little. Yes. So that was the part that I felt like they kind of like, they didn't stay as long on the part of, like, at least to me, I felt like, you have your main protagonist and he has this girl that it is not, this isn't Joel's girl, but like you said, over time, he becomes attached to her. I feel like that part they kind of just pushed into it because I felt like in the game for a long time he's mean to her, like just cold.
Yeah.
Just like, they definitely covered those moments, but I felt like it, like they stayed on it.
More
maybe
time
too.
on it.
Yeah, and I felt like I guess I'm saying he could have been an asshole for maybe another episode. I don't know. But really, other than that, that was the part where I noticed where I felt like in the game he was going through that stage where trying to. Well, I don't even want to say he was trying. He wasn't trying. He was pretty dead set in, this isn't my daughter. I'm doing this for a job. I'm getting you from point A to point B. That's it. I'm not supposed to be your friend. Just move you to a certain place. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, for me, it's a little different. One, because I didn't play the game, like we've already established. I personally felt like they did, but I'm thinking, like, when you say that, if they would have maybe stayed on that cold side of the relationship just a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would it have made the final moment a little more understandable or a little more tolerable? Because I mean, it kind of really takes me back to that moment in the last episode when he does what he does, when he says what he says. I felt like Glenn got killed. It was reaction.
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm following you. Are you talking about what he says to her?
Yes.
At the very end.
She asks him a question and he lies. And I don't know how many people were like, just say it. But I was like, tell her the truth. And he lies. And I'm like, damn it. that's just going to start a shit show. You just know it's good. There's just going to be another downhill moment for him, right? And how is it going to end up? Good setup for season 2.
And you wanted it to be that
wholesome,
that he just says, it wasn't just tell her everything.
Yeah, just be honest, right? You've already like started having feelings for this person, but do we do that in our everyday relationships? So I kind of see that humanistic side to him.
Oh yeah, very
right?
much so. Yeah,
but you want
do the right thing.
Do the right thing
in this moment. Just do the right thing.
Exactly, and whatever happens, you know that it's going to work out. Because obviously she cared for him too. She showed her care for him.
Yeah,
way before he did her.
Yeah.
So
no, like that whole scenario, the decisions he made before that, and what happened there, and then getting to the conclusion, what you're talking about, the way all that stuff happened, like that was, I loved all of that. Like I love that that I guess you could say that messiness of it, because really, well, how would you? Do you think that for the most? Well, you already said for the most part, you feel most parents would probably do what he did.
I went not just parents. I just think anybody in a relationship, I can think of past relationships where I told a fib, told a lie, thinking that I don't want to hurt them.
Oh, right.
Be
Yeah.
truthful in this moment because it wouldn't do anybody any good. But that's the wrong way to think about it.
You're like, it would just cause more pain.
Yeah, like.
It
that
wouldn't help.
Unknown of how they're going to react to me telling the truth, I don't even want to deal with that, right? I'd rather just smooth it over with no, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, and then
you're like, and then it's over.
Yeah,
or at least
really not.
And most of the time, like exactly, like you think this could be just the end of it.
Yeah,
but then, like you just said,
it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, lies always come back to bite you in the butt. So, and we
sure
see
do.
that it will.
Sure do.
Like, I haven't even played the game, and I can already tell you it's gonna come back and bite him, because that's just how life works.
Right. No, absolutely. But I like I said, I do appreciate that it's definitely this show where, some decisions you agree with and some decisions you don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like the happy ending, the happy parts of it, like him finding his brother. That's like a sigh of relief, because you're dealing with all this like really intense drama, and then you have those lightheartedness parts of it.
Yeah.
Or easier to swallow parts of it. So
really
good show. Loved it. Recommend it to anybody. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Like, just really good.
Yeah, like I said, one of the best gaming adaptations that I really can think of.
Yeah. Real quick, for the sake of time, did you have anything else for that, or were you good on that?
Mm-hmm. No, I think that pretty much describes it. I don't, like I said, I really don't have anything else to add. I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Submarine. Everybody knows Submarine. Freaking imploded, killed a lot of people, or not a lot. I mean, it was like 6 or 7 people. One takeaway from this, I don't mean to sound harsh.
Oh, here he goes.
Money doesn't always bring you happiness. Sometimes it kills you.
All I could do is shake my head.
No, it's a sad thing, you don't wish bad things on people, but it's really kind of like an eye-opener for me, like just listening to this. I mean, and we've heard of other stories of people like, getting lost or drowning. A lot of people are drowning recently. I've been reading like people drowning, but crazy, this whole riptide thing that's all over like Facebook and TikTok and YouTube shorts and stuff like that. I'm like, golly, man, that's sad. And then you hear this story of that submarine just imploding, which, good thing, if that is the case, that's what happened, right? They didn't fill it, before you could even blink, you're gone. So, but still, it's a tragic way to die.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Like I really feel like so my takeaway from that story, because I did read a couple of articles on it. It just sounds like the guy of that main company, I think it was called Ocean Gate. Well, one of the main guys.
Yes.
He just kind of, the way he sounded, the part that I think is really unfortunate, because I know for the most part, a lot of people don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
But I would say, I think it's unfortunate how, like, there are people out there that they know, like, hey, in order for me to push the needle or in order for me to stand out or experiment or learn from things or whatever it is you're trying to do, or you're trying to start a business, I got to take chances. I got to take risks. I got to experiment. I got to do what other people aren't willing to do. And in this instance, you know, it costed him his life, you know?
Yeah.
And that part, you know, I think is unfortunate because, like, even if he, like, and it could still happen that people can learn from, not so much his mistake, obviously they learn from that, but
Right.
but I'm talking about whatever things he tried and he was able to get away with, they can, you know, learn from whatever. Oh, well, this didn't really work, but it lasted longer than we expected.
Yeah.
But it's like whatever they can take away from it is now completely diminished, because now he's known as the guy that got people killed.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you could, because, you know, I heard some of the sound bites of him talking and him saying what, you know, what he was trying to do. And he felt like they were just being too overly safe or whatever, and they needed to take more risk or whatever, you know, with safety precautions and whatnot. But like I said, I that part of me does feel a little sorry for him, because like I said, forever, that's going to be, because I mean, you have to think people like that. I mean, they are thinking to themselves like, I want to be remembered as whatever this person, you know, people are saying you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, I'm doing this anyways because I'm a smart person. I'll figure it out. And then now it's going to be, you're remembered as this person that, you know, maybe you were right about a few things, but there were too many things you were just reckless about.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, that's how the world works. You know, we really kind of harbor on the bad, on the bad things instead of looking at the positive.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
You know,
and then of course, obviously, the other part to me is just, I think it's sad about the 19-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, that was one that was with his father, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
and because I don't know, I can't say this 100%, but I do believe he did not want to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, I haven't deep dived into the whole stories of all of it, man, just because it's sad. It really is. And I don't like going down those roads.
I know.
You know? And if I heard that, it would probably make me, I probably would be a little distraught, but
yeah, that like I said, that part about the son, I mean, I'm just like, damn, that sucks.
yeah.
Because it was something he was doing with his dad for Father's Day.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I hate to end it on a bad note like that, bro. That sucks.
Well, but I will say this. I think the people would also agree. I mean, I think this was a pretty good episode. We covered a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we did. And I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for coming to hang out with me.
Oh, most definitely. And this was a daytime thing, so maybe we'll get to more daytime showing. So
right. All right. Well, you got anything else?
No, I think that's gonna do it.
All right, man. Love you, bro.